bitter cold, it is still time to winterize your home. And if you think you may have a bad caulking problem, the handyman shows us how to use a heat gun to repair it.
Is dirty old caulking starting to get to you? A lot of people have aluminum siding and brick, but the caulk bead itself is turning black and getting funky. When it's time to paint that siding and get things spruced up, you want to remove that old caulking. I've got a small example here, but what I like to use is this heat gun. It's a Milwaukee heat gun. I got this one down at Home Depot. They cost about $60. Because what's happening is this old caulking or mastic gets really hard and you really have a tough time scraping it off without damaging siding. Now this, I'm up on the vent pipe, but for sake of example, I want to show you how to get this caulking off of here real easy. And the trick is you want to heat it up. Sometimes you can even use a hairdryer when you're trying to get old caulking off in the bathtub or shower too. Heating it up a little bit makes a big difference. A regular hairdryer can be used. Out here, this particular hairdryer, or heat gun I should say, shoots about 750 degrees to 1,000 degrees. I mean, you could light a stogie off the end of this thing. And what you do is hold it as close as it can tolerate. It's a lot safer than a torch because a torch applies the heat, but it tends to burn things. But see, this just takes that caulking, mastic, or whatever you've got. After heating it up, it just peels right off. You got to take your time. Sometimes, in the old days, we would use this for taking thick layers of paint off of woodwork, front doors and pieces of furniture that you're trying to get lots of coatings of paint off. You use this Milwaukee heat gun. It's a little bit more expensive. Like I say, it's about 60 bucks. And some of their competitors are not quite as hot. But it really makes an easy job of getting off that old caulking. And it makes it safer when you're trying to get it off of siding and crucial areas. On this particular job, I'm up here on this vent pipe. You got to put it on cold and let it run for a couple minutes. We'll set it over here. We're putting on a new mastic bead on this, okay? And when you get up on the roof, what I like to use, mastic or roofing tar costs about $1 a tube. This particular material, this CCW 704 from Carlisle, it's available at Allied Building Materials. They have a few different places around town. It's like $10 a tube because this bead is so crucial, you don't want it to dry out and crack. So I like to use this Carlisle mastic. I mean, it's only a small amount that you need, so you might as well pay the extra money because that's going to make this bead last a lifetime. You might take your little tool. It's kind of messy. You got to use paint thinner to clean up with. Might use your tool and tool it in, smooth it out a bit. But when you pay for good mastic up on your roof repairs or on siding repairs where the roof meets the siding, it's really going to pay off for you. And this Carlisle rubber mastic is really the good material. So I hope we've given you some good hints today to get up and start to tighten up your roof in your house, preparing for the winter. If you got any questions, get a hold of me at doityourselfer.com. For the Newsbeat Saturday, I'm Dale Cranston.
And if you're not on the internet yet, you don't have the... You've turned your computer on finally.
Yes,
yeah, you can send Dale a letter to WDIV 550 West Lafayette, Detroit 48226. And if Dale answers your question on the air, either from the website or from writing him a letter, you get one of these Just Fix It Handyman t-shirts.
In hot demand right now.
Yeah, they are in hot demand.